The title of this movie is Anora, released in 2024 and directed by Sean Baker. This bold and captivating comedy drama tells the story of a young Brooklyn stripper navigating the dazzling but treacherous world of New York's elite in a journey filled with heartfelt connection, ambition, and the search for identity. So come on, let's start the recap. Ani is a 23-year-old stripper living in Brighton Beach, a Russian-American neighborhood in Brooklyn. Her life takes an unexpected turn when her boss introduces her to Vanya, the 21-year-old son of a wealthy Russian oligarch. Vanya, ostensibly in the United States to study, spends most of his time partying and playing video games in his family's lavish Brooklyn mansion. Initially, Vanya hires Ani for several sexual encounters, culminating in a bold offer. He pays her $15,000 to stay with him for a week. During this time, they grow closer, and Vanya impulsively flies with Ani and his entourage to Las Vegas. He proposes marriage, revealing his desire to obtain a green card to avoid returning to Russia to work for his domineering father. Though skeptical of his intentions, Ani is persuaded by Vanya's insistence that his love is genuine. They elope in a Vegas wedding chapel, and Ani quits her job to move into Vanya's mansion. News of the wedding quickly reaches Vanya's family in Russia. His mother, Galina, enraged by the union, orders his godfather, Toros, to intervene. Toros dispatches his henchmen, Garnik and Igor, to the mansion. They confront Vanya, informing him of his family's plans to bring him back to Russia. When Toros insults Ani by calling her a prostitute, she retaliates, leading to a chaotic fight where she damages furniture and injures the men. Despite her resistance, she is overpowered and tied up. When Toros shows up, he confiscates Ani's wedding ring and offers her $10,000 in exchange for agreeing to an annulment. Ani declines, asserting that she and Vanya are truly in love, but eventually agrees to help Toros locate him. The group spends the night driving around Brooklyn searching for Vanya, who is on a drunken bender. Ani eventually finds him at her former workplace, drunk and with a stripper. Disheartened but determined, she brings him back. The annulment attempt is thwarted in court the next day, as Nevada law upholds their marriage. However, the conflict escalates when Ani meets Vanya's parents at the airport. Speaking in Russian, she introduces herself, only to be met with Galina's contempt. Under pressure from his family, Vanya agrees to return to Russia, demanding that Ani accompany them to Las Vegas. Ani, realizing she holds leverage due to the lack of a prenuptial agreement, threatens to initiate divorce proceedings. Galina, unfazed, threatens to ruin Ani's life if she proceeds. Recognizing Vanya's immaturity and the overwhelming power of his family, Ani ultimately agrees to the annulment. After the papers are signed, Igor drives Ani back to the Zakharov mansion to collect her belongings. During their final night at the house, the two share a tense conversation. Ani accuses Igor of assaulting her and suggests he would have raped her if they were alone, accusations Igor denies. The next morning, he gives her the money Toros promised and returns her wedding ring. On the drive back, Ani initiates a sexual encounter with Igor, but resists his attempt to kiss her, breaking down into tears in his arms. In the end, Ani is left grappling with the emotional fallout of her brief, tumultuous marriage, as well as the power dynamics and exploitation she endured. Her future remains uncertain, but her resilience in the face of adversity leaves a lasting impression.